Hi guys, and welcome to today's video. I am going to give you the insides of how women think about attraction and what makes them attracted to you as a man. Join me today as I welcome 6 beautiful ladies, and we are really going to give you the inside details of attraction. Thanks, ladies, for joining me. So I'm going to start right now with the first question. What captures your attention to a man physically?
Eyes, facial hair, the way he has his haircut, his hands, the way his mannerisms, style, detail-oriented with style, and his walk.
Okay.
It has to be
The walk has to be confident, shoulders back.
Posture.
Posture.
Yeah, like they have not an air of arrogance, but of confidence. Like a build for me. I want someone who is like what I'm attracted to is someone who I feel like has a larger build than me. Eyes and style. Like just like how are they well kept? Are they messy? Is it like how do they comb their hair? Things like that.
Okay, do you believe attraction is a choice? No?
Not really.
Why?
Because it's that thing, it's that instant thing. I either look at someone and there's something there's something about their smile, there's something about their eyes.
That you want to approach them and get to know
Yeah,
them.
yeah. And going back and looking through the different types of men that I've dated, it's so different.
So
There's
different.
Yeah. It's really about how I feel, about how they make me feel.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you think the initial attraction with a man is a choice for a woman? So the initial attraction for a man, like when he comes up to you, when you start talking to him, do you think that it's a choice for you to be attracted to him or not?
For me, I think the same. I mean, there's some things about that it's going to be a no from the beginning, but then I always have a curiosity with people just because I really love people and getting to know them, and there's psychology, and so I give everybody a chance as far as to talk to me and to see if there's more there, because sometimes there's more. And so I've learned not to be so quick and just focus on the app, because you never know someone.
Exactly. And the reason why I say choice for a woman is because of the fact that I strongly believe that a guy that you're not attracted to on the street can come up to you and open up his mouth and you can be like, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
And you can just be like, okay, he can't be appalling to you, obviously.
There's gonna be something.
But there
about
has
him
to-
that
there-
you find
there's
interesting,
gonna be-
you
there-
like.
We can say that we're open to see more, but as human beings and animals, there has to be something that you're willing to go to hear more.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody can say no. Any woman and man can say no. I'm not superficial. I'm look at the physical. Yes, there's something there that allowed you to be like, And it might be unconscious. It could be symmetry. It could be there a twinkle in the eye or something that you allowed you to open to even.
Yeah, I love that you
see
say
there.
that. Yeah. You have to have some type of small, at least minimal, or something that draws you to that person attraction.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, I completely agree. So why do women pull away?
When they don't feel safe for whatever reason, if the person has too much drama, if they feel like they may be hit, if someone lies to me, it's a big deal. Because then you can't trust them. It goes back to safety,
Yeah. Any sort of lie or if there's too many red flags, if there's too many question marks coming up in my head, if you're talking to me and you're saying something, but then later on you're saying something else, my head's clocking that, because I need to know if I can trust you. I need to know if I can spend time with you alone.
You can emotionally support me and I can emotionally support you. Like, you have to support your own emotions before I support your emotions.
Yeah.
I just thought of a situation. Handsome, dances amazing, and when we would go out, sometimes he would try to always make moves and go get sensual and get sexual, and sometimes I'd be willing to go there, but it was just every time we would stop dancing, he would go there, and I'm like, stop.
Mm.
And then he kept on.
Sure.
So if he would have just stopped and never did it again, and maybe once in a while, then I probably would have initiated more or gone forward. But it was just too much shark energy.
Yeah.
After saying like,
Because a lot of men think that they're going to be in the friend zone if they don't escalate right away. Like they have to continue to escalate and have sex, or like not have sex, but like do sexual things to get the woman attracted to them. Like a lot of guys, because there's things out
Like
there
first
that guys
base,
are telling
second
them.
base.
Yeah,
third
like
base.
stuff like that. Like, because then I won't be in the friend zone, and it's not the truth. Like I always say, a woman is going to show you or initiate in some way or another when she wants to somewhat get a little bit physical with you.
Yes.
Yeah, you can open it up by doing little things, asking her little things about maybe, like it doesn't have to be immediately about sex, but things that she likes, things, like opening up that emotional component first, the comfort, and then you bring in the seduction.
Yeah. If you bring in seduction too soon, or you're just trying to go for, I've got to escalate, and I've got to get her to know that I'm gonna, I want to have sex with her. It just makes us feel like that's your only intention. That like being with you, your one track mind is I want to sleep with her.
and it is. And even with this person, I'm like, can we just? He's like, no, I can't be friends with a woman that I'm like into. I'm like, all right, well then you just completely lost that.
Yeah.
If you would have just been friends, like just left it, I would have totally gone there.
What
Wasn't
is
desperate.
Yeah.
Mm.
What is the right time for a guy to share a vulnerable story with you?
Depends on the vulnerable story.
I'd say after you get to know each other a little bit better, after a few days for sure, definitely not on the first date.
I'm an all upfront person.
Yeah.
So I just
Right
I
now.
do it so I figure here it is, and I can get if it feels right, honestly. But yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How about if he was like to share too many vulnerable stories with you, like too early on? Like, okay, he shared a vulnerable story with you on the first date, then you hung out with him on the third, fourth date, and he became a little bit more vulnerable and was like, I really like you, and you remind me of this, and this is what I'm looking for. I want this relationship, and I blah blah blah. And you're like, okay, it's only been a month, or it's only been 4 weeks, and maybe you guys have seen each other twice a week or something like that. What happens?
I think that it's the energy when they come from the mindset. If it's more like a victim mindset, or like, woe is me, like this happens to me all the time. It's different, when someone's like, or complains all the time, puts them in a situation where they're always like the world is against them, and they're a
Then you're wondering,
victim.
is this person always like this?
Yeah.
This is life revolve around.
Mm-hmm.
So that to me, like, that's a difference. If they're sharing from a place of like already healed and they want to build that connection, it's different than if they come from a place of like victimhood.
Or they're telling you, showing you a vulnerable side because that's where they're at right now, but it doesn't mean they're staying there. It's just they're sharing it with you.
Because it gives you the ability to open up too.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And also how if it's a vulnerable story relating to another like failed relationship or something that went wrong involving another human, I want to know how they're talking about that human and have they forgiven them,
Yes.
because that way again, it's like how we do one thing is how we do all things. So if you're some people make their exes horrible people, like I don't want to be that next horrible person that you tell the next girl about, so.
That's a good point.
It's a good one.
That's a really good point.
So next question, how do you tell the difference between flirting or being friendly? This means with you girls, how does a guy tell a difference between you flirting or you just being friendly?
Oh.
That's tough.
See, I always they thought I was flirting. And
I know you. Yeah.
And you were being friendly?
Yeah.
Exactly, because everybody. Why wouldn't I be? So, but it's interesting, because with that, I learned to put up a wall because I didn't want to get hit on. If I was just being friendly and I genuinely cared, I didn't want them to think. But maybe they think I'm showing interest when I'm really just being.
So
friendly.
how do you tell like your brother or guy that's your best friend or your son or somebody like how to tell the difference between a woman being friendly or flirty?
I think they just have to know intuitively, like if they're, I don't know, because it could be.
That's a hard one.
Yeah.
It's hard to
If
give
you're-
those rules. Like,
Because it's a case by case. It's not like a
Everybody's
set.
different.
It's different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have a good thing that I always teach guys, and I want to see what your guys' thing is. So, like, let's just say you're a flirty and friendly girl, right? Like Alex, and she's like always friendly to everybody. But if a guy comes to you and be like, "Are you telling me because you're being friendly, or are you trying to flirt with me?" Like when he was like kind of like in a funny. Like,
I would totally love that.
Yeah, yeah.
And I would be really honest.
Mhm.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then what makes you? Do you feel like when he says that? Is it like a bad thing that he says that? Like, is he coming off needy or a lack or something if he was to say that?
I think it shows
No.
fearlessness.
It's the way he
Yeah.
says it too, though. It's
Yeah. It's the
Are
way
you
that
being funny or are you flirting?
articulates it.
Like
Yeah.
a question, not like, are you being funny or are you flirting with me?
Not like I need. Which one is it? Because I.
I would say, are you
Yeah.
being funny or are you
If
flirting?
it's
I'm
said with
I'm
banter.
totally-
Yeah, like funny banter.
With
like,
funny banter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. So that's one tip that I always tell them, like if you're not sure about. And also too, another thing too is like you always have to think about like what also too, or you can this woman benefit from you, or you can do vice versa. Because if it's a work event and you're at like a conference, you're there to meet people. Just because a girl's talking to you being friendly does not mean that she's flirting with you. Like
Right.
you have to
Does
be
not mean-
aware of the surroundings as well.
Yes.
You know, like stuff like that. Or if it's like an intimate dinner party and you brought a bunch of friends over and stuff like that, maybe that environment, a girl can be flirting with you if you see that she's paying more attention to you
Mm-hmm.
than anybody else. But also too, if you share something in common, it can be tricky as well for men.
I think what you actually said earlier about this. If I'm being friendly with someone, I'm being nice and having fun, but I'm still kind of saying like statements to someone,
Yeah.
as opposed to if I'm flirting, then I want to know more about you. I'm engaging you more. So I think that's a difference in that too. I think we still bring that energy in there.
Yeah, and I wouldn't do like sexual, like fun jokes with someone that I'm just being friendly with.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if like, little things like that, I would.
And there's usually sexual innuendos dropped in there.
Yeah.
For sure. Oh,
Yeah.
would you do that? Or like,
Yeah.
there's a pool,
Or
like,
something.
you won't get naked. And or I don't know, there's gonna be some sort of like innuendos involved in there. I'm as a woman going to throw in something to see if you're attracted to me.
True.
And actually like give you cues
Yeah.
that like I'm interested in something more.
Yeah. And when you're friendly, it's more statements.
Yeah.
It's more
Yeah.
statement.
Yeah.
I'm saying.
When I'm flirting, I will touch more. Like I'll initiate more.
Yes.
Like but when I'm just trying to be friendly, I don't.
No.
Yeah.
You keep your distance.
Yeah. I'll still engage and
Yeah.
ask, but like it's like I'll keep to myself. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. What makes you decide when you like a man? Like what specifically about him makes you decide that you like a man?
You start feeling anxious. No.
That's good, yeah. That's
I
what
miss
all of us
him.
want to say. We don't say.
I understand. But that's good, but that's honest.
Yeah.
I'm missing him. Why am I missing him?
Yeah.
Thinking about
wanting
him.
more, wanting
Yes.
more, being left with wanting more.
Thank you, mystery. Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. Uh-huh.
Like looking for, like, where are they? I have to be
Wanting
around
to
them.
see.
Wanting to see, yeah.
Yes. And he's like, how about if a guy was like, you saw him and you had a great date on Friday, and then he messaged you on Saturday saying, was thinking about you, had a long day, good night, blah, blah, blah. And then on Sunday or Sunday he doesn't message you, and then on Monday he's like, I was thinking about planning a date. I don't have any time this week, but I am available this coming Sunday. What do you think? Are you open?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
Because you have that whole week to wait for him too,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say he's not a priority. You're not his priority yet.
And I don't-
Yes.
But he is interested.
Also,
Yeah.
if he texts me every single day that week, that's not good.
Exactly. I don't expect him to look.
I'm not in a texting, what do they call, like, a texting relationship, and that's like a big deal now.
Yeah.
Because people forget, like,
We're gonna
that
talk about that.
we're all
actually.
still humans, you know, we need to, like, feel special. I don't want to just be your texting buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, maybe move on too, because we got some good questions, and I forgot we have a texting video that we're going to do, guys. So stay tuned on that one. How can a man keep things How can a man keep things interesting in a relationship when it comes to attraction?
Space.
Space.
Yeah. Yeah. My fiance encourages me, like, he has his own time with his friends, like, he has his own personality, like, and he has his own interests, and he encourages me also with my own interests and my own friends.
Mm-hmm.
And then we also come together, and then when we're together, we have shared interests, but we're two whole individuals. Like it's not, I don't believe in 50-50. I believe, like, you come in 100%, both
Your
of you,
oneness. Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
and then come together.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Like, a lot of people think too, like when you get in a relationship and you get in a partnership, like that is your life. Like,
Oh.
you know that motto, what I can't stand is, if you love me, you'll never leave me. That basically is enhancing the fact that no matter what someone does, you're supposed to love them. And it's not, I don't think is the case.
Yeah,
Right?
No, I don't believe in that either.
It takes out of the responsibility of earning the love.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because boundaries, earning the love is boundaries. Like, for example, your fiance, I'm sure you guys have boundaries in a relationship, right? And if he was to cross a boundary with you, that would make you question if I'm going to still be with this person or not.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
And also, too, you love each other enough to respect the boundaries and never push it to that limit to cross them.
Yeah.
So I think that's really important. How you get there is by the beginning of the dating, right? When you when you were dating your fiance back then, like, did you start talking about what you liked and didn't like, and started to actually live that as an example with each other?
Our communication was very open.
Yeah.
And it was very clear, which was different from my past relationships because I learned about like communication. I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna be very open and honest about, you know, what my boundaries are from the very beginning, instead of before I would be like, I would be more passive. Like I wouldn't say
Passive.
it and then like, expect them to.
But
to
you
think.
let it, right? With the talk with the boundaries and the relationship and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Did you,
yeah. When I had finally clarity, like I approached this relationship like different and a more like from this space of clarity, and yeah, our communication was just so much better than any other relationship I've been in.
Yeah. Okay. And it's like a sense of interdependence in the relationship is really important.
That's super important.
What are the most common attraction killers that you've seen in dating or relationship? So what are the most common attraction killers you've seen, or what kills attraction for you?
Neediness and insecurity.
Ghosting for me.
Oh,
Ghosting, yeah.
ghosting.
Like that 3-day rule that a lot of other guys teach men to do, which is complete BS. Yeah.
Or they just close off for a few days and they just don't even.
Yeah. Acknowledge it.
Yeah.
So with that, what do you think about a man that makes you the number one priority? Like when you're dating him, like he makes you a priority all of a sudden.
That's too
What do you
much.
think about that?
Like right away.
Like right away, meaning the first 2 months or 3 months even.
I think to make a priority is one thing, and that's attractive, and that's okay. You're interested in me. You're trying to pursue this and really get to know me, but not the only thing. If the minute I feel that like the whole "you complete me" thing, I get really turned off, because I also believe like we want to be like come into a relationship whole and complete.
So what is the difference between pursuing and over pursuing?
The texting every single day, like pretending like you're in a relationship when you're still
Getting to know that person.
Yeah.
that, you know. I want to earn it. We all want to earn it, even women. Like we want it. It's not, or we're not going to value it.
I love that.
Challenge, yes.
Yeah. Why is a confident guy sexy? You're like, hello.
Because we want a king and a warrior that's gonna like take care of shit.
Yeah.
Right. The king energy is so important.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Hey.
Okay. When do you start paying on dates?
Planning on
Never.
dates?
Paying.
Never. That's true.
On dates,
Mm-hmm.
when you first
Never.
Not on a dates, relationship. I feel like.
relationship, yes.
Yeah,
Relationship.
that
Yeah.
is different.
How about you, Brittany? No. Susanna?
I did.
Yeah.
I did.
Mm-hmm.
You mean like on a first date or
Yeah.
first?
Or second or third or fourth or fifth or sixth?
Yeah, I did.
Maybe
Yeah.
like the later one, but not in the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not the
So
beginning.
why do you think that is, that women typically don't pay on dates? And then I got another question to follow that because it just came up.
I think it has to do with your like, and it's so because I'm such an independent woman and I make my own money, and I believe that you should pay. I know, and I know it makes you sound like a bitch, but I'm not apologizing for it. It's just what I like and what's attractive to me. I can also be wrong about that, but then I might relate you, so that's okay. But if that's just what I now with other things, I just feel like okay. For me, like I'll buy groceries or I'll buy stuff. Like my boyfriend's coming. I got the Airbnb, and he's like, "Do you make credit card?" I'm like, "No, I got it." But I want the expectation to be, I got you, and I think that's because my dad was a provider. My father, and I think that has to do with women that I know with like the energy between their dad and like what the role was.
And also it's a part of pursuing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you care for me.
Yeah.
You know, or you're taking me out to dinner and you want me to have a good time and you're paying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I like what she's saying though. If and especially even later on in the relationship too. Like I want to feel like the man is like he's like still the provider, and that I have to like slide in my card to pay or something. That like his mentality is, of course I would provide.
Yeah.
It's a very that's a very masculine thing.
Mm-hmm. How about if you're out on a date with a guy and you're like, I have no interest in this guy whatsoever? Do you still let him pay for the date? Or do you ask to pay the bill?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Interesting.
Well, I've heard. I actually have heard. I do have a friend that's done that where like if she's not interested in the guy, like she'll take the check and pay and be like,
Yeah.
thank you.
I do that. I'll split it, or I'll take the check and pay. But that's been years ago. Anyway, so we already clarified when you start paying on dates, and that I think that's huge. Just I want to go into this a little bit more because a lot of men have this like negative connotation around why women don't pay on first dates. To be completely honest, and I think a lot of it has to do like we can't tell a woman to not be feminine. At the end of the day. So like if you want her to pay on a date, the right woman is going to let you pay on the date, but also too when you develop that relationship, she's the one that's going to be like, babe, do you want your laundry clean? Babe, do you want me to cook breakfast for us today? Like those things. Let's plan a trip. I got the Airbnb or I got this, and she's gonna spend money on her lingerie, her clothes, her stuff, intimate things, stuff like that. So I think that's also a key to remember.
I think with the guy when he's dating, he should know what type of woman he's dating too. Is she the type that's taking?
Exactly.
Well then yeah, she's not gonna be the type that later on goes, babe, I got this.
Yeah.
But if like I know all of us here, obviously like the right type of woman, the woman that like isn't toxic, is ready for a relationship, things like that. Yeah, I definitely, it seems like all of us are the type of woman that like when we feel as though a man has shown us that he's gonna provide and he's got that, we're gonna do what we can to be like, I'm gonna earn this too. I got the Airbnb, I got you.
And what's interesting, a guy friend of mine said to me, you know, if I'm on a first date or the first few dates and the woman doesn't initiate, at least to try, she's off. And I'm like,
Yes, I like that.
I'm not gonna try.
But a
today.
lot of guys think like that, girl.
Yeah, they're like, I want to see her
A lot.
initiate. I'm like, you know, I used to initiate all the time when I was in my 20s because I really felt like I wanted to pay or at least show him. Now I'm like,
I've never done
no.
that.
I did in
used
my
to.
20s too
I
because
used
I
to all
didn't
the time.
value myself. I didn't love myself.
And I
thought
wanted
that
to show
had
him, well, I
prove.
don't want him to think that we're. Now it's like, no, I'm not gonna initiate. I'm not even look. I don't even bring my wallet. I bring my wallet. And if I have to leave, I have an Uber. I don't need a freaking cab for that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just the energy of like.
And it's what you want, the right person. I don't feel bad because if you don't like it, then you're not gonna continue dating me and you're gonna find someone that will pay and it's gonna be all cool.
But not a lot of girls do pay. And not a lot of girls do offer. And a lot of guys respect, I'll be honest, when a girl does say, like, hey, do you need me to help you? But then a lot of guys, too, ones that are independent with a lot of money, feel like that can be insulting as well. So I think it's kind of like how the guy perceives himself to be, how he dresses. Like, I think like a guy that comes in with Louboutin shoes, a nice Gucci belt, and is like slacks, picking you up in a Porsche, like, obviously you know this guy's gonna pay.
Yeah.
But obviously if you're meeting from a dating app on Bumble and you're like, okay, let's meet at this bar, you have no idea really maybe what this guy does, but you don't see the image yet, only pictures and stuff like that.
I don't do it.
But still, they're expected to pay, I think, too, because they're going on a date. But that's why I say, don't take a woman to a 5-star dinner on the first date.
Of course.
Just get a drink and an app and call it a day.
And it's also actually very coming from, like, you know, from my country and from most of the countries in Europe, girls are not used to the man pay for them. So,
So true.
So from the beginning, when they go even on a first date, they pay half.
Yeah,
They
that's
split
so
the
true.
bill.
In Canada also, yeah.
So it's like, that's why, you know, like here in the US, it's totally different story than in Europe.
Culture.
Yeah,
Culture.
I think that's so, I'm so happy that you said that because there's viewers from like all over the world, obviously. This is a very Americanized thing, to be honest with what we're saying. But in the European culture, like where Susanna's from, it is not like that. Like you literally, and also too, like you date because you're looking for something more typically. It's just not like, it's not a multiple partner thing is not a big thing in Europe culture. Like it's European culture. And also too, I think that in Europe, in Europe, and there's viewers out there that are from there, I think it's okay, like honestly, just to say, you know, if a girl's offering to split the bill, like, no, it's okay, I have it, and things like that. But it's also like, it's a culture thing, really, for that. Okay. Do you think, how can a guy show you interest in the workplace?
Taking you out to dinner after like a function and like I want to get to know you outside of work.
Making you coffee in the morning at the office.
Ooh.
Oh, that's good.
Bringing you special like coffee, yeah.
Especially, I'm a coffee addict. If someone's bringing me coffee, he's gonna get special.
So he has to somewhat pay special attention to you for a little bit,
Yeah.
and then take it outside and try to get to know you. Because it's a really, it's like a very like tricky area because a lot of jobs, like in HR, you can't date.
Yeah, I try not to involve myself in
Yeah.
with
But a
colleagues.
lot of people find
They-
love in the workplace, right?
They do, and I
Yes.
try to keep it.
So
at a
what?
distance.
So exactly. So there's a lot of guys that experience this. Like a lot of girls. Like okay, for instance, like you have a very good position, and you probably worked really, really hard for it, and you don't want a guy to come between that. But then there's a guy that might like you, and you're in this power position. You're like, no, I'm not going to mess this up by dating a guy. Like, how does he? Does he just? Would your advice be like just screw it and
No,
don't
well, I
even
mean,
try?
if there's a crazy attraction and a vibe, then you might want to give it a try.
But how does he give it a try in the workplace? Do you think?
Not in the workplace. It has to be out.
Like a happy hour?
Yes,
Okay, yeah.
yes.
Mhm.
I
Like
don't
the
want
team gets
any
together.
interaction. I don't want anybody to be talking and
Uh-huh.
observing and
Exactly.
putting things together that are not even happening.
Yeah.
Because that happens at work.
Yeah, I tell a lot of guys that have attraction to women in the workplace, especially if they're in a higher position, a lot of women are not going to go to them. Like they have to someone like doctors, and they get attracted to sometimes nurses. You know, it's very popular, common. Yeah, thank you. So I always say, like, if you are a boss, plan a happy hour, or plan an activity like mud run or something with your colleagues or your employees, and then try to like take it. You have to take it out of work. So that's awesome that you said that. Alex, I have a question specifically for you. What are the valuable tips for dating a woman with kids?
So first, you have to know that you're never going to be first,
Yeah.
and you got to be okay with that. And like put yourself in the position that she's in. Try to really like make yourself like get into her world, and try to understand, because you're not a mom with 2 kids, but you can understand what a mom goes to and ask her questions about her kids. Like she needs to see that you're not threatened by the fact that she has 2 kids, that you're not looking at it like being baggage. And that's what she's looking for at the beginning for sure, because she's already coming to it with like, there's a lot of just, especially if the guy doesn't have kids, he needs to be, and he also needs to be really ready to take on not only you, but, and I know this is quick, I'm talking about like the early dating, but that's what we look for. I'm looking for someone that is willing to like build a life with me, and knowing that I have kids, that I can talk about the kids, because I don't believe in the whole, I'm not gonna bring up the kids or talk about them. No, like I'm my real self. This is my life.
Yeah.
And you want to be part of that. And so the way I come into it is, I think it's a gift. I think it's like worth even more than if it was just me coming into it. I think you're getting a lot in return. So I just want to make sure that the guy's ready for that.
Yeah. So like guys a lot of times struggle too with women who have kids and are like full-time mothers as well, and full-time like workers, balancing how to get in there to see the woman. What would you do? Because you're really busy and that's happened to you plenty of times. We talked about it. How would you, what advice would you give to those guys?
First of all, make it easy for her. Plan something where you can, whatever her schedule is like, get to know what that schedule is like, and just ask, and know that if a woman really wants to see you, she's gonna find a way. Like, she will get a babysitter. Sometimes women with kids use it as an excuse.
Yep.
But that's on them. And so just to know that that it is possible, because if someone wants something, they're gonna make it happen. But just also know that like she's probably gone through a lot of guys that it was hard to make it work, just because it's hard enough to make a relationship work when you have kids, and then the ex-husband also matters a lot in that too. Like if that relationship is a little bit chaotic, you're coming in and there's a lot going on, does she really have space for you? But just, I think, figure out what it is that she's missing.
Yeah.
And try to be that, try to plug that.
So do you think it's easier for guys to date women with kids if they already have kids?
Yes and no. I personally like a man with kids because I see it the same way I want them to see it. I don't see them as baggage. Like I'm like, oh my God, the more the merrier. My boyfriend has 2 kids. I have 2 kids. But we see things the same exact way.
Right.
There are some women, I have friends of mine that they have kids, they don't want a guy with kids, because they think that's already going to be a lot to take on, and then they think might be thinking financially. There's just a lot of chaos. For me, I embrace the chaos. I like it. The more the merrier. I know what I'm getting into, and I forgot what your original question
Oh,
was.
just to know the difference. So what do you ladies think about dating a guy with kids?
I dated several times,
Yeah.
guys with kids, and I never thought it's a problem. But then during the relationships, I was also living with one, and we had like joint custody. And I realized it has to be a really special man for the woman that doesn't have kids to put up with that, because there's lots of drama again with the ex, a lot.
Mm-hmm.
You know, then it's hard. It's hard. Or also it happened to me that actually I hear that, you know, men with kids, they went back to the wife because of the kids. You know, so I see it. I had never a problem with that, but now lately in the past few years, I prefer men with no kids because I have the experience, and it was always a little drama. It was never smooth. It was very hard for me, and not just me. I know a couple girlfriends that went through the same thing, and it's really hard unless you're madly in love and the man is like a really good man. I think it's hard. Right now I would prefer.
And does a good job separating
Yes.
the two.
Yeah.
I would agree.
My ex had children, had 3, but they were older. I think it would have been different if they were younger.
Yeah,
Why?
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah. So they were older. The mother had most of the custody. He was older than me, so he had a lot more like free time. I think it would have been different if it was still where he had to be super involved. They were like in high school and college, so they weren't really hanging out a lot anymore. So I think that makes a difference. I think
Yeah.
that's why it worked, but it probably would not have in terms of like the time and like what I also needed from him if he had to take care of like younger kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, good points. So next question to get into to get away from the subject too. Does a guy have to be tall or rich to be with you?
No.
No.
Nope.
I like the tall thing though, because I'm tall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you and Susanna are both pretty tall. Have you dated shorter guys before?
No, never.
No? Really?
But I haven't attracted them either.
Oh, okay.
So.
Because they haven't really
Yeah.
gotten the opportunity.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I fall in love with shorter guys, and there's actually lots of shorter guys approach me. And so, and I don't have, obviously I prefer tall guy. I'm almost 6 feet tall, so I prefer men taller than me, but it's definitely not a deal breaker at all.
Right.
At all.
Understood. Because the confidence is what he
Yes.
needs with the short guys.
Yeah.
So he doesn't have to be rich, but can he be broke?
No.
No.
I'll tell you, if he's broke, it's because of something,
Yes.
Yes.
right? So
Yeah.
Something's
Business.
not right in his life.
something happened in a business partnership. I would say
Yeah.
would be the best because it happens, right?
Like
But
he
not,
was.
he could
stable,
be
but then something
be
happened.
broke, but not poor mentality. Like
Yeah.
he's gonna make it back.
He's
up.
gonna have
Yes.
to come up again.
Because
Yeah.
even one of my bestest friends he had a business of 20 stores and he was
Yeah.
and it's divorced, lost the business out. I mean, you fall,
Right.
and he fell, and like a year later he was, you know what I mean? So
It's about that mindset.
It's
the
security,
mindset.
confidence. Like that's like the underlining thing. And if a guy can master that, he can master women. Like honestly.
I just won't. I don't like to date someone in that
Yeah.
energy. So it's like cool, but let's get yourself together because I don't
Yes.
want to.
And that could be a
Yes.
reason why a woman pulls away or asks for a little bit of space and get your stuff together.
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially because if he has that mentality where he doesn't want, it'll show like he doesn't want to succeed, and you should want to succeed in life. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter, like where, but you want to succeed.
Yeah.
I'm also really attracted to self-made.
Mhm.
Like it's all about like how did you get your money? Like
Yeah.
my, boyfriend 8 years ago was in bankruptcy and trying to get. I mean, the bill. What I've seen him do in like say 8 years, he's a self-made millionaire, and he did it like, and he still has the heart of someone. His heart is like pure, and so I see that person, and he doesn't take it for granted at all. He's not a showy person, He's just
amazing.
all about family, and he works really, really hard for what he's built.
Sure.
And so it's like, how did you get your money? I've also dated in the past people that they just came from money, and I just feel like they never valued it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not that person. I had to work for everything that I have, and so I'm attracted to that same energy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it's like, okay, yeah, and I can understand, or we relate to this in a similar sense, excuse me. It's not about the self-made millionaire. It's not about the money, the price tag, how much he's rich. It's not about that. Yes, it's great to come home and be like, here, babe, here's a pair of Louboutins. And you're like, yes, but we're not going to like that Louboutins if the man's not treating us right.
Right.
That's a different type of thing.
Yeah.
So I do think that the biggest underlining thing, like you said, is like that self-made guy. In order to even be a self-made guy, you have to have humbleness, you have to have that compassionate, you have to have also this right side of an ego to say no to the wrong people, I mean to the right people, and no to the wrong ones and yes to the right ones. And also like that drive, that mindset, that masculine energy that women are attracted to, because a lot of times men are like, oh, just give her money, she'll like you. All the time.
No, oh my God.
That's not true at all.
That makes me feel cheap. Oh, if a guy just comes in and thinks that a woman just wants money, or like all of us in here, like, I'll buy my own. I don't even wear Louboutins, but if I need to, I'll buy my own. I do not need you to throw shoes at me or whatever. I got it. Thank you. But there is a difference again, like the mentality. Like, yes, we want a man that can provide and can do it because we'll do our own anyway. But that mentality. Women don't care about that, but we're also built with you.
What if
Right.
you are in a relationship when it comes to this, right, attraction, and you make more money, you make more money, all of us make more money than the guy at home?
I've been in relationships like that. When sometimes in relationships it goes like this, where I was up on a high and he was in the middle of changing careers and about to start into real estate investing, and what he was like super passionate about. And at that time I was making more money, so I was doing more of the bills, and I said, babe, I got you, because his mentality, I knew that he was bouncing back, he was working on himself.
But how about if you always were the breadwinner in the household?
And he had no desire.
No,
to
he has
prove-
desire. He
Oh.
just doesn't make as much money as you.
I think
Like,
that's
how does he keep that attraction?
It depends on the woman. See, for me, I don't think I could do that. I grew up with a father who was the provider.
Yeah.
You know, so for me, it's important that's important. But I've also seen a lot of my clients. I know a lot of lawyers, you know, and the women lawyers that I know, a lot of them have their, like, especially if they have young kids, it doesn't make sense if the husband's not making as much to pay for daycare someone's got to stay home. So I've seen many families that do that and they make it work.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. From running a business on my own for so long, I don't want to have the pressure of having to produce again, ever. Like that's new. That's
Because
just
if you want to have kids
or
stuff like that.
whatever.
Mhm.
Like I'll make it, but I don't want me having to do it.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for that honest feedback.
Also, I want to say something about generosity, because I think that's another, we were talking about the income thing and how they are with money. Their relationship with money is really important. So like, are they generous? Are they tight with it? Is there fear behind their relationship with money? Because that tells you a lot about their relationship with themselves, you know?
Talking about money, eager for the money, like it's just too much. Like a relation, oh my God, that's even an attraction thing when you're dating. It's not even in relationships. Or like, I think even in like friendships, like if you're a friend with a guy and he's like, oh, so how much I owe you $22.50, and you're like, what?
Yeah, it's constantly about
how much do you pay me? Like it's just like constantly about money. It's a huge disrespect to, I think, someone's integrity as well.
Yes.
And vice versa for themselves, and they're disrespecting their integrity. So it's a great point.
Mm-hmm.
And it's uncomfortable.
It's uncomfortable.
Like money talk should never be uncomfortable, but it's like the energy that you give around money, if you don't have a good relationship with it, it's not going to be right. Yeah. Okay. Last question, ladies. If you're not ready for a relationship, what's the best thing a man can do?
Stop.
If they're not ready, or
If you're not ready,
Respect that.
Yeah.
Give you space.
give you space.
give you space.
How long do you think the space would be for him? What can he do to kind of attract you back when he does give you space?
The best thing is they need to understand you, like seek to understand, you know. So if they understand why you're not ready, then you can understand a little bit more and wait until something changes with respect to that. Because I think a lot of times guys think it's something I can do, to change it. And sometimes it's not, like being more understanding on what it is that they really need or why they're not ready with the place that they're in. And then ask themselves, is there something that I can do with integrity that can make this change? And if not, you just gotta wait patiently.
Yeah, because like imagine like you ask for space and you're not ready for a relationship, And then all of a sudden he gives you the space and he honors it. You see him on social media doing skydiving, out with his friends, enjoying his life, hooking up every once in a while, checking on you, hope you're okay, sending you a pic with a nice outfit. Maybe he posts another photo with a bunch of guys and some girls, and you're like, is he dating one of those girls now? Doesn't that spark your interest again?
Yeah. Also, it motivates me to like handle my things, so I can join him on that skydiving.
Yeah, there you go. I got you excited.
Yeah.
I would say, I don't know, because I think when you say you're not ready for a relationship, it's like there's something there that you're not, because
That you're not into
you're
him.
not into it 100%.
But your desire for a man never goes away.
No, of course not. But it's not
So that's why I say like it somewhat can attract you too, and it kind of like it could. For example, let's talk about that. If you're not ready for a relationship, but you find a guy that somewhat has some potential, and then he walks away, but you see him on his purpose, doing his thing, and all of a sudden you're like, damn, maybe I don't want to lose this guy. Maybe I should get my shit together and hopefully be ready when he's ready. Or maybe hopefully if I can focus on me, it can be also a part of motivation that he's motivating you to get to that point to be ready.
Right. I think that's a really good point, and then just makes you want to say, maybe I am, or maybe look, I was looking at something with a limited mindset.
Yeah.
A lot of times we do that, we're like, we're not ready. But then if we're really open to it, maybe whether it's something that they do, like really being their awesome selves and building themselves, is attractive enough to then see, maybe I could be ready. Because I think that we can change our mind.
Yeah. I also think this really depends on what level a woman is at. Because I know in my 20s, there were times where I knew that I wasn't ready for a relationship. But if I'm seeing a great guy, then I'm ignoring what my body and my mind is telling me, and I'm going into a relationship, and then I'm gonna destroy it.
And because your number one priority
It
is
was
having
never-
a fun party.
Exactly.
Doing
Yeah.
I want that man. And my priority now is that I want to be in that relationship, because women, although we are very independent, a lot of us, we still are nurturers. We still want a relationship. If we see a man that we want, it doesn't really matter where I'm at in my life. I'm
That's
gonna
what
go
I
for
still
it.
want
That's
Yeah.
what I think.
Yeah.
Because
So
we say that we're not ready, but I don't. I
Yeah.
think if you're in an icky spot, and someone comes in and is like sees you and holds space for you, you'd want that relationship. I don't know.
yeah, it really
Yeah, I
just
think
depends.
like it all depends too on like where the mind is of a woman. Like a woman is different, but then there's women that are in 40s, 50 years old and divorced and just want to have fun and are sleeping around and partying and
Yeah,
correct.
drinking and going out all late in the hours of the night. That's their number one priority.
Yeah.
And I think it's really important to understand that also too, this is where a lot of men can get confused, is attraction still happens even if a woman is in that stage.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's why because women seek attention. We're naturally love attention from men. And just because she's in that stage and she comes up and is like, I want to spend time with you, I want to do this, I want to do that, does not mean that she's ready now.
Right.
Yes.
It doesn't. Yeah.
So look at her behaviors, her actions, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah. All right, guys. So as you know, we've given you some valuable tips today in regards to attraction. I'm so happy that I was able to give you this panel of women, especially for you since you are a VIP member, and I'm so happy to be able to provide you this. As always, I love you guys, and remember, you are always loved. Bye for now.